we have Miranda up next from ReLive Everyday. Jay is the co-founder of ReLive Everyday, a broad-spectrum hemp extract brand, and he's been in the industry for 4 years. So what we're going to be talking about is not only how we build our business, but how we do that in a strategic way by aligning the brands with different organizations. So I'm really looking forward to this discussion. I think we're going to learn an awful lot. Jay, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just have to say that I've been in the industry for a few years now, and I am just impressed with what is happening here in the UK. I've walked around and have just seen so many brands that are in existence, and just so much education and knowledge already from all of you here in such a blossoming industry. So congratulations to doing it right. I come from an era where we were kind of just crawling through this and understanding and learning, and it looks like the UK here has a slight leg up in the industry coming into it. So once again, just congratulations to everyone that's here. Congratulations to all of you looking to build your brands, maybe looking to sell other brands. And it's just an honor and a privilege to be here today to speak to all of you with regards to my expertise and what I've learned in the industry. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Jay Miranda, and I am one of the co-founders of ReLive Everyday. We are a broad-spectrum hemp extract or CBD oil with non-detectable THC. We're not made from an isolate. We're actually made with an oil distillate, and we go through a special extraction process to be able to remove the THC in the post-extraction process. I'm going to be talking a little bit about how to build your brand by utilizing strategic partnerships. As was mentioned earlier, aligning yourself with organizations so that you can contribute to them, but also they can contribute to the marketing of your brand, and together you are now involved in a much larger scheme of how to build this industry in the proper way. A little summary of my presentation here. I'll talk a little bit about how we got into the industry, how we learned and what we did to build our company. And then the second half of my presentation will go into these actual partnerships that we're involved in so that you can start to begin to think about what partnerships you might want to get involved in. So who are we? Well, we're two separate companies. The first company that we own is HH Group Management, or HHGM, and we have two websites under that company. One of them is called Healthy Hemp, and that's a retail B2C sales company. We sell 13 different CBD brands. And then the other one is Healthy Hemp Solutions, and that's a wholesale B2B company where we sell those same 13 brands to stores and wellness professionals. Then our other company is our brand, ReLive Everyday, our manufactured non-detectable THC brand. Where are we located? We're in the US, in Pennsylvania, and we're just about 10 minutes outside of what's considered to be the sweetest place on earth, Hershey, Pennsylvania. And it's true, I promise you, if you drive through Hershey, Pennsylvania, it actually smells like chocolate through the streets, and the street lamps are Hershey Kisses, and it's just like being inside of a dream. But that's where we're at, to kind of give you some perspective as to where our offices are. Let me talk to you a little bit about our humble beginnings. Again, Healthy Hemp, HH Group Management, began as an online B2C retailer of CBD and hemp extract oils back in 2015. The primary brands that we sold were the ever so famous CW Hemp, or Charlotte's Web. We were the largest distributor of CW Hemp for several years in the US. We have a really good partnership with them. CV Sciences, also known as Plus CBD, another very reputable brand. And then Abacus, also known as CBD Clinic and CBD Medic. They were a professional topical CBD brand that had just come onto the market at that time. And those were the three brands that we actually started to build our distribution business with. In 2016, we saw that it was necessary to create Healthy Hemp Solutions. With the expanding industry, CBD industry, we saw that, okay, it's not enough just to sell this product to consumers because they're not educated. We need to get involved in selling these products to actual business professionals, stores, maybe wellness professionals who can be educated, and then spread that education onto their consumers. And so that's where we decided to form our B2B business, Healthy Hemp Solutions. Being that CBD at the time was not a very well understood and still a very, very gray area legally, it was a challenge, though, getting our product into stores, storefronts, in the hands of people that actually even just wanted to touch it because they didn't understand it well enough. So utilizing the CBD clinic topical product that we were carrying, we were able not only to build a market for professionals, but also establish partnerships with different chiropractic organizations and market to chiropractors by providing them with samples of topicals. And believe it or not, with us working with those chiropractors to actually carry the CBD clinic topical brand, that was our first attempt at creating a strategic partnership without even knowing it. Through these partnerships with these chiropractors, it also helped us, right? Because we also had a great opportunity to learn about how CBD works for things like inflammation, pain, and other physical conditions throughout the body that these chiropractic professionals were familiar with and we weren't familiar with. So it was kind of a give and take. We were able to give them something that could help supplement their income in their wellness centers, and in turn, they were able to give us knowledge and education as to how it was working on their patients. Well, needless to say, it was a huge success. Within our first 2 years of business, Healthy Hemp Solutions generated over $4 million in revenue, and we were quickly recognized as a premier medical CBD supplier in the U.S. So a lot of our doctors' offices, wellness centers were coming to us now because they knew that we had products that they could actually sell and they could utilize for their patients and customers. So in 2018, HH Group Management decides to join the industry with our very own non-detectable THC CBD brand, and we called it ReLive Everyday. And we did this because we wanted to address certain challenges that we were actually experiencing as a distributor of CBD. You see, there were a lot of law enforcement personnel that wanted to try CBD because they knew of the benefits that it would have either on their inflammation or maybe their PTSD, but they couldn't chance having any trace amounts of THC in their system, so they were afraid to take CBD. We also had medical personnel and military personnel as well approaching us saying, look, we want to use CBD or we want to sell CBD, but the problem is I can't chance having any trace amounts of THC in my system because I don't want to lose my medical license or I don't want to be fired from the military. And then you have individuals such as your Department of Transportation personnel. In Pennsylvania, it snows a lot. And so therefore, we have individuals that work for the state or the region, and their responsibility is to clear the roads during the wintertime, to clear it from the snow. Well, they also couldn't risk losing or getting fired from their jobs from having trace amounts of THC in their system. And so they were all asking and looking for some sort of alternative. And then we had those individuals who were none of these, but they were just people who didn't want THC because they didn't understand it. They were afraid of it. Or parents who wanted to utilize CBD for their children for certain conditions like epilepsy and things that they were hearing in the media, but didn't want to chance it because of the trace amounts of THC in the CBD. And so we decided, you know what? It's time to create a product or a brand not from an isolate, okay, so that way you can maintain all of its great benefits, but just remove the THC from it in the post-extraction phase, and that's what we actually went to work doing. And needless to say, our brand ReLive Everyday quickly became a premium brand due to the knowledge that we gained through the distribution of other brands, and we created our non-detectable THC brand. So before I go into some of the products, I just want to give you a bit of a structure. Something else that we learned. What's the biggest confusion with having your own brand or selling other brands? No one knows how to dose it, right? So they say, okay, this is a 500 milligram tincture, but how much of this dropper do I give my child? How much of this dropper do I take for myself so it could help this issue or that issue? And it's very confusing. It makes it very challenging to titrate these things. So what we decided to do was we decided to actually do things in levels. Okay, with our brand, we made a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. And the easiest way to explain that is by saying, okay, level 1 is if you want to go ahead and have a more proactive approach at proper health, right? We know that everyone has an endocannabinoid system, and so we want to feed that endocannabinoid system the proper cannabinoids. And perhaps we don't have any type of condition, but we just want to utilize CBD. So we recommend our level 1 products. Level 2 is for individuals such as myself, okay? I'm fairly healthy, very active, but I'm gonna be 43 years old this year. And I'll tell you what, I'm starting to experience some aches and pains and little arthritises in my fingers and things like that I didn't have 10 years ago. So I like to use the level 2 because I know that it's great to supplement my endocannabinoid system, but it also has a little bit more CBD in there to help with the inflammation that I'm now starting to experience throughout my body due to age. And then we have our level 3 products. And the level 3s are for individuals that have conditions that are disrupting their quality of life. Okay, so for example, people with epilepsy, autism, severe neurological challenges or issues. So those are the level 3 products that we recommend. And so as you're selling your own brand, or as you're selling other brands, kind of look at it in that level, right? If you have a brand that's a 500 or 600 milligram, that's a great level 1. You have a brand that's a great 1,000 or 1,200 milligram, that's a great level 2. And then anything higher than a 1,200 milligram is a great level 3. And so start thinking about the easiest ways that you can actually explain these things to your consumers. So with that being said, we already had an established market. So it was really easy to offer ReLive Everyday to our consumers because Healthy Hemp or HH Group Management did not have a product that offered 0 THC. And so our first brand that we brought on board to our own distribution company was our ReLive Everyday brand to address these needs. And the first product that we made was our gummies, our Reassure gummies. This was particularly important for us because the easiest way to create a product that's dosable is by something that you just take every day, like a capsule or a gummy. And so we decided to make our level 1 gummy and level 2 gummy. And the reason why we went with the gummy, you'll see a little bit later. But our level 1 has 10 milligrams per gummy, and our level 2 has 20 milligrams per gummy. So again, very easy. If you know you need 30 milligrams of CBD a day to have the effect that you're looking for, then you take 3 of the 10 milligram gummies. Makes it very, very simple. Then we also aligned ourselves with what the industry was doing, right? We created tinctures. That's the most recognizable form of taking CBD. It's the most popular form of administration for CBD. So we definitely wanted to go with the level 1, level 2, and level 3 tincture. The level 1 with 600 milligrams per 30 milliliter bottle. The level 2 with 20 milligrams per 30 milliliter, or 1,200 milligrams per 30 milliliter bottle. And the level 3 with 1,800 milligrams per 30 milliliter bottle. And then one thing that we were finding was flavors. I don't know about you, but in the US, a couple of years ago, most of the flavors for most CBD brands sucked. They were very hempy. Nobody liked them. Children hated taking them. And so we focused heavily on natural flavoring that was going to be palatable. And we did that with our gummies, and we did that with our tinctures. Our tinctures come in a watermelon flavor, which is excellent. And then we also have a refreshing mint flavor that is very palatable, especially in the morning. And then we have a natural flavor for people who don't want any flavoring. Then we decided to make a pain spray. Okay, the pain spray was really good for athletes and non-athletes alike because it has a no-touch, fast-drying technology. You spray it on your skin, and it dries very quickly. But the thing is, when we started to think about strategic partnerships, we actually made this pain spray on purpose because we know that the athletic industry is huge, and athletes are looking for something like this. And so that's why we went with our pain spray. And we also have those available in a level 1, level 2, and a level 3. And last but not least, with regards to our products, we also decided that, hey, if we build a market for another brand with the chiropractic industry, why not create our own brand that also aligns with the chiropractic industry? And we made Realign. Now, this product is exclusive to wellness professionals only. And it's really good because chiropractors, physical therapists and such, they're looking to supplement their income. And so they want to carry a product that they only have and that their consumers or patients can't get anywhere else. And so we were able to go ahead and create this topical for them in a level 1, level 2, and level 3 format again. Once again, keeping in mind strategically partnering with health and wellness professionals and chiropractors. So, now it brings us to the actual title of our presentation. You know a little bit about our company, you know a little bit about the products that we carry, you know a little bit about our model that we're utilizing. So how are we marketing our brand? By partnering. Okay, the first strategic partnership that we decided to go with was the Autism Hope Alliance, or AHA for short. This partnership was actually inspired by one of our employees whose young son at the time, who was 2 years old, is autistic. And he was actually taking CBD, and she was noticing a considerable improvement, not only in his speech, but also in his behavior. And the one thing that he had trouble with was, at 2 years old, having a 2-year-old keep an oil under his tongue for 30, 45 seconds was near impossible. And number 2, the flavoring just wasn't palatable for him. If you're familiar at all with the autistic community, you'll understand that flavors and consistencies are a big deal. So that's why we decided to go with the gummy first, to address this need, okay? And we partnered with the Autism Hope Alliance simply because we really believed in this initiative. We saw firsthand with our own eyes what CBD was able to do for the child of one of our very own. So therefore, we decided to align with them, and we went through a rigorous process with them where they had to test our product. They needed all of the labs. They needed all the information with the ingredients to be sure that it was safe to utilize not only for children, but also for children with autism. And sure enough, we are now able to put that seal of approval on our bottle saying autism approved by the Autism Hope Alliance. The other really cool thing is that we work with them during Autism Awareness Month. In the US, Autism Awareness Month is every April. And so what we've done is, if you can see those colors on there, we've actually made gummies in those colors and with flavors that associate with those colors. And then we put a special Autism Hope Alliance label on the gummy bottle. And during the month of April, proceeds from all of our sales go right back to the Autism Hope Alliance. Again, us giving back to an initiative or an organization that we strongly believe in, and in turn, they're utilizing our product and marketing it to all of the parents and people that they work with. Just a little bit of background on the Autism Hope Alliance. To date, they've actually helped to give education and resources and spread hope to over 55,000 families in the U.S., and they do this through lectures and conferences, and it's through different donations that we're able to actually work together with the Autism Hope Alliance, and in turn, it makes our relationship with them mutually beneficial. The next partnership we decided to get involved with was Heroes Outdoor Therapy, or HOT for short. Now, due to studies showing positive benefits of CBD for PTSD, this was why we decided to get involved with this organization. And I'll just give you a brief background on this organization. It's a nonprofit organization, and their focus and goal is to provide activities for military veterans and personnel that are experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder. And a lot of these activities include things like outdoor activities, target shooting, fishing, camping, things like that. And so they're really giving back to the veterans. This partnership was actually particularly important to us as well, because my business partner and one of the founders of ReLive Everyday, Greg, is a military veteran. And one day he was at the Veterans Hospital for just a routine appointment, and as he was waiting for his turn to go in, he heard the nurse telling one of the other patients, "Now remember, don't beat your dog." Now, if you know Greg, he's an avid dog lover, and so that really stuck with him. So when he went in for his appointment, he spoke to the nurse and he says, "Why did you tell that man not to beat his dog?" And the nurse said he has post-traumatic stress disorder, and when he's having a particularly bad day or moment, he tends to take it out on his service animal. And so Greg was really taken back by that, and so he decided on his own to go home and start doing research on post-traumatic stress disorder and how it affects people mentally. Well, through that research, he started seeing articles coming up on good old Google about how CBD has been helping people with post-traumatic stress disorder. Greg is a great businessman from the start, and so, of course, he said, okay, I want to get involved. I want to help. How do I start selling CBD? And that's actually how we got involved in this industry in the first place. That's how we developed our distribution company. Greg decided to start selling CBD to help individuals with post-traumatic stress disorder. And, 4 years later, here we are with our very own brand, and I'm speaking to you here in the UK about my knowledge. So it was just, something that was supposed to happen, and it happened very well. So I just want to urge you that as I'm going through the list of different partnerships that we're working with at ReLive Everyday, start thinking about maybe organizations that you might want to get involved in. Okay, whether you have your own CBD brand or whether you sell other CBD brands, just kind of keep in mind what it is you can do to get involved with these organizations or initiatives that are not only important to you, but maybe important to your communities. I was just speaking to a gentleman a little bit ago who actually is working with children who were in gangs. Okay, and so he's utilizing his expertise and knowledge within this industry to actually give back to organizations with children who are kind of on the wrong path. So that to me really stood out. That's incredible, right? And so I urge you to start doing the same as I'm going through these different partnerships that we're talking about today. The next one is extremely important. In fact, I included the website on here. It's www.theroc.us, or THEROC.us. This is the Realm of Caring. The Realm of Caring is a nonprofit organization with expertise in providing CBD counsel to the general public based on patient and clinical studies. They're doing some great work, the Realm of Caring. In fact, they just completed a 2-year study with Johns Hopkins University on how CBD is beneficial for autism. Okay, and so if you go onto the Realm of Caring's website, they have different tabs at the top, and there's a resources tab that you can actually click on. Okay, and that tab there has a list from A to Z of all of the conditions and ailments that people have actually used CBD, hemp, and cannabis to treat. Okay, and so you'll find everything, you name it. So if you have a company and you're looking to maybe target a certain challenge or issue, or if you're involved with the company that sells brands and you just want to bring more education to your consumers, I truly urge you to utilize the Realm of Caring as one of your resources. Again, www.therock, which is THEROC.US. The Rock, they work to improve lives through research, education, and community. And I took this right off of their website, so I don't sound like an expert. I'm just reading. But on any rate, what they've been able to do is by funding and conducting research, they're able to learn about cannabis and hemp and CBD and their effects that they have while legitimizing therapy. You see, there's a lot of doctors and medical professionals that don't believe that cannabis, hemp, or CBD is a legitimate way to offer therapy to people. But the Realm of Caring is actually now working very diligently at debunking that theory. Next, through education, they're able to empower their consumers to select the best products for their individual needs, and they inform healthcare professionals about options that they could use for their patients now. The cool thing about this is that the Realm of Caring only supports 8 brands. That's it. Okay, ReLive Everyday is one of the brands that they support because of the work we're doing with the Autism Hope Alliance. Realm of Caring had to come to our labs and do extensive research. We went through an extensive, rigorous auditing process with the Realm of Caring just for them to be able to list us on their website as a brand that they actually support and endorse. And among some of those other brands are very popular brands like Mary's Nutritionals, Charlotte's Web, Elixinol. So some of the more popular brands. So it's an honor for us to actually be part of the Realm of Caring's brands that they actually support. And then, of course, marketing your brand through athletic endorsements. My other business partner, Mandy, is a former bodybuilding competitor, and so she knows the benefits of CBD for her body with muscle soreness and inflammation. I myself understand the importance of living a healthy lifestyle. I've played semi-pro American football for a few years. I know what it's like to have inflammation and utilize CBD for the different conditions within my body. So we wanted to reach out to the athletic community. And what I think is really cool here in the UK is that you guys have some incredible sports teams. There's a ton of, I got to say this correctly because it's not soccer here. It's football clubs that some of you may be networked and affiliated and associated with. So start thinking about those football clubs and maybe who you could reach out to help endorse or maybe help you market your brand with. Another thing is boxing. I'm a huge boxing fan. And so boxing I know is huge here in the UK, right? You have your greats like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury and, of course, the great Lennox Lewis. Okay, so think about any people that are affiliated in the boxing community that you might get involved with as well. With us particularly, with ReLive Everyday, we're currently working with some local athletes. One of them is Tara Naylor, who is a fitness competitor. She likes to use the Reflex pain spray, and she also uses our sublingual. The other organization we're involved with, which is so fun to watch, is Harrisburg Area Roller Derby, or HARD for short. I don't know if roller derby's a popular thing out here, but if you've ever been to a roller derby bout, it's incredible to watch. It's a bunch of strong women on roller skates doing things that I can't even do on my own 2 feet. So with that being said, they experience a lot of aches, pains. It's a very active contact sport, and they also love the Reflex pain spray. And then finally, we work with a local boxer by the name of Daniel Lugaro, who's actually using one of our topical pain creams and also our topical pain spray. So start thinking about maybe who you might know even in the athletic community that you can partner with to help market your brand. And then also medical doctors, right? Don't be afraid to reach out to them. Talk to them. In fact, currently what we're doing is we're working with a doctor who has owned a women's clinic for 30 years, and he's utilizing our brand because it has no THC. He's doing his own patient studies. You see, The body has CB1 receptors primarily located in the brain and CB2 receptors throughout the rest of the body. And what this doctor found through his very own research was that in women, most women, the CB2 receptors are primarily concentrated in their reproductive organs. So he decided that it would be beneficial for him to start doing research with CBD and his patients. And the first study that we're doing is with 20 of his patients, and he's seeing how CBD is helping them post-surgery. The next study we're going to be doing with him is how CBD is helping his patients with things like endometriosis. So we're really, really excited to continue to work that partnership with that doctor so that we can go ahead and continue to build our brand in that way. And before I move on to the next portion, I just want to say that I've met some great people here. There's some incredible individuals. 23/7 Racing is another group that's right here in Birmingham. So if you have a brand and you're looking for an athletic team to maybe endorse or work your brand with, please even reach out to individuals like that. Racing teams as well are getting nicked up, beat up, and bruised up. And so they're also going to see the benefits of CBD. One other thing you'd like to look at, international experimentation. Exactly what I'm doing right here. So currently we're in the UK and we're being sold by a distributor called the Herbalist Bros. They are a B2C and B2B distributor of all US brands. They're located at booth J62. And so go check them out. And we're really happy and excited to build our brand with the Herbalist Brothers here. The next one is Canada. In Canada, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news, but it's legal. Marijuana, cannabis is legal medicinally and recreationally. So the market over there has exploded. We've been working with the largest pain management clinic in Canada now for the past 2 years to get our brand into Canada and throughout all of their pharmacies. Now, I mentioned this brand, this company in particular, because to date, we still have not gotten our brand in Canada, but we understand how important that relationship is, that we continue to massage and work that relationship so we have a more sustainable partnership with them when our brand is able to be sold in the Canadian market. And then we're working with Peru as well. Peru has just opened its doors to medical cannabis dispensaries. And ReLive Everyday is actually now going to be the first CBD brand offered in Peru in the very first dispensary. And that dispensary is located in Lima. The reason why that was exciting for us is because Lima, Peru has a population of 10 million people. So of course we would love to be in the first dispensary in all of Peru. And as of yesterday, we will also be sold in Spain as well. So we're really working our international experimentation here, and it's working out great. Now, as an owner of a brand and also an owner of a distribution company, I would be remiss not to mention compliance and testing. Okay, and I'm going to leave you guys with this thought. Whether you have your own brand or whether you're selling other brands, please, I urge you, ensure that you are abiding by all of the UK governmental and MHRA regulatory guidelines. If there aren't any guidelines just yet, start looking at what the US is doing with the FDA and start aligning your brand with those guidelines, because it's coming, folks. This industry is going to be too big for regulations not to be put into place. Also, make sure that you have all of your lab tests available, certificates of analysis available for your consumers and for anyone that's either looking to take your brand or sell your brand. This is very important because, as I've seen here today, these consumers are very educated. They know what they're looking for. So that's it for today. Once again, I just want to thank you all for allowing for me to speak and share my testimonies and expertise with you. And I just urge you to continue to enjoy the rest of the conference. If you have any questions, I will be at booth J62 right down this aisle, and feel free to come by, say hi, and ask any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. That was very, very informative. And as we said, if we've got any questions, Jay will be over on the booth to answer those for you. Thank you, Jay.